Caitlin Clark has dealt with immense hate and bullying, but her unique response to it all shows that she is the face of the league. Caitlin is a bona fide superstar. In fact, there is an entire term named after her called the Caitlin Clark effect.
The Caitlin Clark effect!
This started in her college years and refers to the drastic increase to game ticket sales and revenue for the University of Iowa and the other universities that she traveled to. The same thing is now happening in the WNBA. Since Clark's announcement, Indiana Fever has seen dramatic increases in ticket sales and prices. The average price of a ticket to a Fever game is now $144, which is up 133% from last year. The get-in price for the Fever's home opener against the New York Liberty on May 16th was $487. Additionally, tickets for the draft in Brooklyn, New York sold out within 15 minutes, according to the WNBA, which is why it is so insane to see all of the hate that she is receiving from other players. The first clear-cut sign of this hate came well before Caitlin even stepped foot onto a WNBA court. WNBA legend Diana Taurasi straight up told everyone that Caitlin was in for a rude awakening once she came to the league. Reality is coming. You look superhuman playing against some 18-year-olds, but you're going to come play with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Sounds kind of like jealousy. Something similar happened with LeBron James when he first entered the league. Even his teammates were downplaying his initial impact. But what LeBron didn't face was other players trying to target him and even hurt him. The truth of the matter is that Caitlin is being targeted by other players. Some of the incidents have been so bad that NBA players like Charles Barkley and LeBron James have gone on record to defend Caitlin.
That I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane for the first time in their league history. You know, they flew private. That should be celebrated in its own right.
One of the worst incidents took place during a game between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky. Sky player Kennedy Carter earned a flagrant foul for an aggressive shoulder check on Caitlin.
I mean, that's clearly a foul which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter, they called it away from the ball foul because it happened prior to the inbound.
Now, what made this play truly egregious was the fact that it had nothing to do with basketball. Caitlin was waiting for the ball to be inbounded when she was aggressively struck by Kennedy. The altercation didn't end there. Kennedy's heated exchange included a not-so-subtle "you bitch" before pushing Clark to the ground. Now, the incident clearly was personal. And guess who was standing up and cheering for her teammates afterward? Angel Reese. Now, more on her in a bit. Fever's coach, Christy Sides, has been vocal about what she perceives as unfair treatment towards Caitlin, arguing that the young star is being singled out by officials. Caitlin also echoed the sentiment, stating, "I think everybody is physical with me. They get away with things that probably other people don't get away with. It's tough, but that's just the fact of the matter." Despite the physicality and the challenges, Caitlin's resolve remains unshaken. Maybe the one person who could rattle her is Angel Reese. Angel Reese has been Caitlin's rival since her college days. Reese got the best of Caitlin one year, and the following year, Caitlin got her revenge. Both were then drafted to the WNBA in the same year. Reese is one of the reasons why so many consider the 2024 WNBA draft to be one of the most stacked drafts in history. However, all the attention is seemingly going to Caitlin, and that might be rubbing some players the wrong way. Reese made sure that everyone understood that she was part of the WNBA's growth as well.
And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game.
These two have been must-see TV for a while. Their epic battles in college were some of the most-watched games in women's basketball history. And that popularity has translated to the WNBA, as the game between the Fever and the Sky was the most watched WNBA game on any network in 23 years. The last time a WNBA game pulled in these numbers, Caitlin and Angel weren't even born yet. And everyone saw a nasty incident during the game. The incident happened when the Fever had a 63-62 lead with just under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Reese was coming from behind while teammate Isabel Harrison was also going for the ball. The former LSU star seemed to attempt a block but hit Clark's head instead. Officials originally called it a personal foul, and after a review they upgraded it to a flagrant 1. This type of thing does happen a lot in basketball because it is a physical sport. However, with it being Caitlin, many believe that Angel crossed the line and purposely struck her. Reese, on the other hand, believes that she did nothing wrong.
Can you kind of, on the flagrant, did you feel like that?
The basketball play.
Yeah. Did you feel like that was the appropriate call or?
It's a basketball play. I can't control the refs. They affected the game obviously a lot tonight. So.
But it did look at it like you were going for the ball.
I mean, I'm always going for the ball, but y'all gonna play that clip for 20 times before Monday?
In her post-game interview, you could tell that she was frustrated by the way the media had portrayed Caitlin. On top of that, she really had an issue with the referees who seemed to be favoring Caitlin. One person who was truly disgusted by Angel's flagrant was Skip Bayless. He went as far as to say that it wasn't a basketball play and even called her bitter. However, since then, WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops came to Angel's defense and said she did nothing wrong and it was a simple basketball play. But Swoops was also the one who questioned whether Clark would be able to dominate the WNBA the same way she did in college.
So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not.
Not on the right team?
Caitlin Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game. I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
When she comes to the league, probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
Seems like the older players don't really like Caitlin. Maybe they feel slighted that Caitlin is getting all the credit for bringing the WNBA to the next level despite all the foundational work that they put in. Other players have also been pretty vocal about Caitlin. Connecticut Sun guard DeJounte Carrington recently mocked Caitlin Clark during a game, basically insinuating that Caitlin was flopping around trying to get the referees to call a foul. Many fans in the crowd booed Carrington's gesture. Since then, Carrington has been posting on social media and indirectly taking shots at Clark. Elle Duncan and Shinny Ogwumike lead ESPN's WNBA coverage. They both have claimed that it's inaccurate to state WNBA players hate or dislike Caitlin Clark. But it is easy to see that something is going on. One reason for the hate might be how Caitlin is being portrayed by the media. At least that is what Satu Sabali believes. She thinks that the media is essentially painting a picture of where Caitlin Clark is in a league of her own, when in fact there are plenty of great players.
Type of greatness against the other greatness. There's just so much more to the WNBA than Caitlin, but Caitlin is the face right now, and that's also good. She's selling out gyms. Why would you hate against that? We had a sold-out home opener. I think it was a practice game, like it wasn't even serious. We benefited from that because now we have all our fans there, and they're excited.
The reigning league MVP Breanna Stewart was asked to address concerns about Clark's treatment and the physicality of the WNBA as a whole. This is the best league in the world. No one is going to give you anything easy. The fastest, the strongest, the quickest. That's why this is the WNBA. Continue to pay attention to what we do. As the #1 overall pick and frontrunner for Rookie of the Year, Clark certainly gets more defensive attention than most young players. But according to Stewart, this type of physical welcome to the league is par for the course. All in all, this might be a good thing for the WNBA and Caitlin. The bottom line is that drama sells. NBA grew in popularity thanks to rivalries like Magic and Bird, Jordan versus the Pistons, Shaq and Kobe, and even LeBron James versus the Warriors. But if you ask Caitlin, she doesn't care one bit about the drama. She even backed Angel Reese and said the flagrant foul was a basketball play and nothing more.
When you get flagrant foul by Angel Reese, what's going through your mind and how do you just stay within yourself to finish the game?
What's going through my mind is I need to make these 2 free throws. That's all I'm thinking about. It's just a part of basketball. It is what it is. You know, she's trying to make a play on the ball and get the block. But yeah, I mean, it happens.
Caitlin has shown her disappointment about how much the talk is about other things and not the game itself. She believes that people should spend more time talking about what's happening on the court rather than these sensational headlines and stories. Caitlin is undoubtedly one of the biggest stars the sport has ever seen, and her stardom has come with plenty of attention. All of that success has some longtime WNBA fans and fellow players resentful, feeling that Caitlin doesn't deserve all the attention that she has received. She has dealt with some aggressive fouls, as well as her share of rough games, but despite the challenges, Caitlin's attitude has been one of respect and resilience.